Welcome to Getting Started with Elluminate Live for Moderators. I'm Amanda Reed, and during this recorded session, you're going to learn the basic skills needed to lead an Elluminate session as a moderator. Let's take a look at the agenda. We have a Getting Started with Elluminate Live class and the Next Steps with Elluminate Live class. These classes are offered, and you may register for them directly on our website, illuminate.com/training. So they are delivered with a live instructor. In the Getting Started class and in this recording, you can see we'll take a look at classroom management, get into some content management and classroom capture. In the Next Steps class, you get more in-depth with content, working with whiteboards, application sharing, multimedia type of content, breakout rooms, file transfer. So we do encourage you to take both of those live classes. Let's take a look at the user interface and layout options. The moderator's interface is essentially broken up into four main windows or panels. So we'll look at it from the participants window, the chat window. Down in the bottom is the audio window. Below that is a couple of tools that are available as well. We'll talk a little bit more about those in a second. And the final window or panel is the whiteboard area of the screen. This is the largest portion of the screen. This is where we're going to be displaying presentations such as PowerPoint, Open Office, other types of presentations, and in general content. Once again, this is the moderator's view. The moderator has a series of buttons that run across the top of the screen, just like participants. However, the moderator has some additional buttons, some things that are reserved exclusively for the moderator to use. Some are tools that participants will have the ability to use if the moderator gives them those privileges. Once again, jumping down to the bottom of the screen, we have the ability to connect and disconnect from the session, and a couple of tools that will allow you to turn on the recording. We'll talk a little bit more about that, and some buttons that are used if you want to turn on telephony. Everyone in the session has the ability to change their layout. I get this question quite often. How do I change my layout? Maybe I want to see more of the participants, or I want to see more of the chat. Well, the third button in for everybody, participants and moderators, will allow you to go from this default layout to the wide layout, the tall layout, any one of these layouts. So go ahead and play around with that. Oftentimes I'll use that wide layout if I have a lot of participants and I want to expand my participant window, or once again if I'm seeing a lot of chat and I want to see that a little bit bigger. I also have the ability to go to View Layout Locked and literally unlock my windows. They become individual screens, so I can resize them, relocate them anywhere on the screen. So this is really how you can create a custom layout. Let's talk about audio in the session. The most important thing you can do each and every time you enter an Elluminate session is go through the Audio Setup Wizard. Tools menu, Audio Setup. This gives you the opportunity to select your audio output device. So in other words, how are you going to listen to the content? Through your speakers, and you can set those up and tune them. The next step is to select your audio input device. So you'll go through a microphone setup, you'll record your voice, listen to it playback, and confirm all of this setup. This is what really guarantees you knowing that your audio is going to sound great during the session. Initially, when you log into a session, in the beginning we encourage you to set your audio for one speaker. So in this case, the moderator is going to be the main speaker turning on their microphone. You'll see yellow around the microphone button. You'll see the indicator lights, the green, a little bit of yellow indicating that your audio is being transmitted. You don't want it up there in the red. And then if the moderator turns off their audio and hands over control to a participant, so in this case Mike, now Mike can talk, and there are plus and minus signs. This is once again the moderator view of the participant's audio, giving the moderator the ability to turn up and down that microphone, just some slight adjustments. You also have the ability by going to Tools Audio, and you can increase the number of simultaneous talkers. So you can go from the default of 1 all the way up to 6. Now a couple of things about that. We recommend you use a headset or an echo canceling microphone to prevent any echoing that might happen in the audio. And also just to be careful, if you turn on 6 simultaneous talkers and everybody has their microphone turned on, well, you just want to be respectful and not talk on top of or over other participants in the session. Now, if you do have that simultaneous talkers turned on, once again, we strongly recommend you use a headset. But let's talk about what happens. In some cases, you might hear an echo in the audio, and this is what's going to happen. So we've got 3 participants here all wearing headsets, but we've got 4 total participants in the session, and they all have their microphones turned on. This participant is going to start talking. They're going to talk through their microphone, and all the participants will hear the audio coming through their headset, except for this participant who's choosing to listen to the audio coming out of their speakers in their laptop. Well, what's going to happen is that audio comes out of the speakers. Remember, this participant has their microphone turned on, so it's going to hit their microphone, and it's going to echo back through the session for everyone else. So if you ever hear the echo, then you just need to identify the person that's using speakers and this microphone and just turn their audio off. Maybe you could take it back down to 3, or once again, just simply take away their microphone so that you can eliminate that echoing. Let's talk about profiles. Within the Elluminate session, you could turn on a profile. For PC users, that's Tools, Preferences, My Profile. For anyone on a Mac, click on the Elluminate Live menu, Preferences, and Profile. Add in a picture and all your information, your contact information. This is just a great way of kind of creating more social presence in the class and letting people see who you are, giving them your contact information. And what's important is the moderator has the ability, once they're in session, to go to Tools, Profiles, Show Profiles to decide whose profiles are going to be displayed. Just the moderator, no one, or everyone in the session. So it's up to the moderator just to make that decision. Let's talk about video. Well, just like the audio, we have the ability to have up to 6 simultaneous video images. The way you're going to turn on the video, if you have been given the permission, so if the moderator is giving you the permission, you'll see a button on your toolbar that allows you to turn on your video. Once you start the video, you can click on the preview, make sure you like the way you look, and then click Transmit, and then your video is going to be transmitted. Now, if you've turned it up to multiple simultaneous videos, all you need to do is click on Transmit to add another video. So in this case, let's say this moderator has turned on their video and you wanted to add yours, you'd simply click on the Transmit button. Clicking on any one of these thumbnails will then move your image up into the top area. So that's how you're able to turn on your live video.